from Liyue to participate in the Iridori Festival. We'll be your guides, and we'll take you onto the island. Huh? Is it Paimon, or have we met somewhere before?
Oh, it's this guy that
Yes,
I totally
in
know.
fact, we have. I'm Xingqiu from Feiyun Colors Guild. Aboard this ship, we have calligraphers, painters, and even players of Theater Mechanicus.
Where's the water
The
dude?
inventor of Theater Mechanicus
Waterman.
previously came to the Feiyun Commerce Guild
Aquaman.
seeking investment. Although the guild manager was not interested, Master still wanted to support them. We heard that they'd be demonstrating the game and letting people try Theater Mechanicus at the Iridori Festival.
Oh yeah.
So the guild manager instructed Master and I to take the opportunity to come to Inazuma and investigate the product's potential.
Oh, speaking of which, where's the young master?
Yeah,
Well,
where is the man?
Master, he's
He totally wasn't there before.
Oh, Xingqiu's just sitting there, sound asleep.
Push him off. Let him be one with the water. What do you want? What happened, Xingqiu?
It's the traveler in Paimon. I presume you are guests in Inazuma as well? It seems fate has destined
Not
our paths to cross
guests.
once again.
But
Oh,
we sort of
we're
live here at
actually
the
guests.
point.
We're actually guides for the Iridori Festival.
Yes. Now that we've arrived, the Kanjo Commission will likely wish to inspect our invitation letter. Let's keep it in hand, shall we?
Uh-huh.
Huh? That's odd.
Trust me, we know. Like, everybody's made a big fuss about you being here. Don't worry.
There was a piece
I think
of
you're
paper
fine.
underneath my bag. Strange.
You had a
I
bag?
don't recall seeing it there before.
Ooh, let Paimon have a look.
Oh. Maybe Venti's not the person who's giving these out. That's a little weird, but whatever.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. It's from the same series as the story we found before. Even the handwriting looks exactly the same.
The story you found before?
Yeah, the handwriting.
Oh, yeah.
Totally not printed onto the screen. Or printed. How do you say that? Typed onto the screen?
The poem hunt competition.
What happened here?
Yeah, that's it.
What did she just say? I was too...
Design retail to paint portraits of the 5 Kasen. You know, as part of the Iridori Festival. Poetic stories about the 5
Also the guy who
Kasen have been
painted in your book.
in various
Or
places
painted the
nearby.
pictures for your book.
If you can find one of the stories and give it to this friend of ours, then there's a chance you'll become the model for the next portrait.
Wait a moment. So you mean that...
What just happened? I feel like I might need to rewatch the recording to find out what Paimon just snitched on us.
Hey, it's hard coming up with stuff on the spot like that.
there is a chance of meeting Kelks in person?
Huh? Oh,
Chance. Yeah, sure, chance.
Really? That's wonderful! I knew that Kelks would attend the Irodori Festival, but convincing my father to let me come to Inazuma was proving to be quite the high
Huh?
hurdle. I
Why?
had to really rack my mind to come up with the excuse of evaluating the investment value of Theater Mechanicus. Just a few days later,
alright.
word then came that Kelks would be busy painting portraits of the 5 Kasen during the festival. It is a most rare
He's not
opportunity
exactly
for both
busy.
Kelks and I to be in
He's
Inazuma
doing it.
together.
It's like,
But it seems
you know,
he would be
blink of
too
your
busy
eye,
with the
it's
portraits
there,
to meet with me.
and then he
So,
rests and
I
finds
felt quite
inspiration.
disappointed for
for a
some
little
time
bit.
now.
Don't worry, Xingqiu. Even though Calx has work to do, he still has time to see friends.
Especially
We
since
should
he's
mention
not
this here
doing
right
work.
now. Also, we heard that Calx did illustrations for your A Legend of Sword novel.
Ah, so you've already heard.
Yeah, I didn't know you
To be
writ
honest,
books.
My works have drawn little interest in Liyue. However, the novels are selling quite well in Inazuma with the help of Kelx's beautiful illustrations.
He's a
Oh
robot.
my, I was beginning to get carried away there. Let us depart. Quickly now.
Machine's taking the jobs, man.
Albedo managed to draw Xingqiu's attention and keep the situation under wraps. Let's just hope we don't let anything slip while meeting Albedo.
Traveler, Paimon, how are you? And who is this accompanying
You
you?
don't even know. You did illustrations for his
It's
book,
a great
man.
pleasure to finally meet you. I am the author of A Legend of Sword, forgive me. It's rude of me to introduce myself by my pen name when meeting in person. Please, call me Xingqiu.
And you may call me Albedo then.
No, that would be most improper.
What do you mean?
Why not?
What do you mean?
Seeing as we're
Stop
both
being
friends
weird.
and a traveler, it'd be more convenient for us
Albedo's
to
supposed to
use
be
our
the
real
one.
names. Besides,
Like,
we've already
Albedo's the one who's supposed
corresponded
to
with
be
each
weird.
other many times before. In fact, I feel a bit self-conscious seeing you act so politely.
It's not just you, Albedo. We haven't seen Xingqiu act this awkward before either.
Yeah.
You guys, it's certainly not good taste for you two to be teasing me like that.
Bro, Albedo doesn't care who you are. He lives in mountains.
Competition at the docks. I heard that you are collecting them.
Poem hunt?
Yes, we found a piece of paper.
Where we have to find pieces of paper with stories of the five cousin.
That Venti totally isn't.
And then he was allowed to be a model for one of your portraits.
Yeah, and then we saw in the cutscene.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So, are we gonna get the drawing right now? That would be a little weird.
Thank you. It's very helpful.
Splendid.
So I guess
Though,
maybe
I'm still
Venti's
piecing
not the one
together
who
the story myself.
put it there.
Would you
I don't
kindly
know.
explain it to me in more detail?
If all of
He
you are
totally
free,
doesn't know
why
anything
don't we
about
discuss this over a meal?
No, not at all. Speaking of dining, Shimura's unagi chasuke is quite delicious. Would you like to go there?
Shimura's.
So why were you opposed to it?
Unfortunately, today is a bit windy. How about Uyu Restaurant instead?
That's perfectly fine with me. But I must first unpack my luggage.
You
Let's
mean
meet
your
later at
servant
Uyu
must
Restaurant.
unpack your luggage?
Something didn't quite add up just now.
No.
No, Paimon, I'm not referring to us.
Yeah,
Traveler, what are your
Xingqiu.
thoughts?
Xingqiu's us.
Xingqiu's suspicious. Hey, what are you two talking about?
Paimon,
I don't know. He's just
you read
not
the poem,
acting
right?
like himself.
Although it may seem confusing to Xingqiu on its own,
I didn't read that
what
poem.
if we read it together with a previous poem we found?
So we're going to.
Could today's story be hinting
So-
that the one who stole the latest copies of A Legend of Sword is Xingqiu himself? No way, that can't be right.
I mean,
Xingqiu only
it
arrived
did
making a
kind of
service
imply that in the
proposal.
cutscene, which
And
I
that is
mean-
precisely the point of suspicion. If Xingqiu had only just arrived in Inazuma, how could he recommend Shimura's chasuke?
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, he's been here before.
He didn't raise any questions when I suggested another place because of the windy weather. This means he knows that Shimura's is an open-air restaurant. I think there must be some deeper motive at play here. The story also tells us that Aoi no Okina flees with a poem because of a threat.
Oh? Could Xingqiu be in danger?
It's difficult to say at this point. But given that Uyu Restaurant is indoors, it'll be easy for us to detect anyone following or eavesdropping on us. I think it should be safe for us to talk there. I'll be relying on your assistance to get to the bottom of this matter.
Alright, whatever.
Good. Then let's head to Uyu Restaurant.
Everybody relies on my assistance to do everything around here. This place we have never been able to go inside of. And I've never noticed that it was a lobster place? Xingqiu's not here. He's already in
Anyone
danger, isn't he?
suspicious around. It seems clear for the moment. Let's go inside and wait for Xingqiu.
Yes. Talk with other guests. Talk to Albedo. Why is Albedo even an option? Yes, Albedo, do you know anything about the events that perceived here that you told me to ask about? Why? Alright. Yoya, or Yoita, or whatever.
The last phase of the Irodori Festival is when they release the all-new publications. The one I'm really looking forward to is A Legend of Sword.
That's right. A signed first edition is going to become quite the collectible.
Oh, he's signing them.
I've got to get my hands on a copy.
Oh. Did he not sign them or something? And he needed to come here before they got released and he was worried about the time signing them?
I've seen Genyu's signature before. His handwriting is super neat. He must be really diligent about his style.
He'll be there in person on the day of the release, so we'll get a good look at him then. I hear that he's actually pretty young.
Yeah, sure. Because they allow me to talk to Albedo here. Let me see what Albedo has to say. What do you know about the events that you are asking us?
What should we talk about when Xingqiu
Oh my
gets
god, we just asked this question. Paimon, can you be this dumb?
I will try to break the ice by talking about our work on novels and illustrations. If he really is hiding something, then he might feel even more nervous than we do. If we start by talking about our work creating novels, perhaps he will lower his guard.
Oh, come to think of it, Xingqiu mentioned that he'd like to thank you for finishing the illustrations on time. He said they looked amazing despite the time you had.
Is that so? That is also a very valuable clue.
Okay, this is the most dumb detective game we've ever played. They're just like, they both have their heads tilted down, just like staring into each other's eyes. What is this? Yeah, and then Xingqiu just pulls out his freaking sword. Yeah, it's great. Yo, what's up? Oh, hold on, bro. Can I not get in here? You telling me I can't get inside of your restaurant, bro? How awful. Customer service is awful, bro.
There has been so many lively young customers.
What do you want?
Hello there.
Or what do I want?
For you.
Hi! Do you have any special recommendations today?
Why, of course. I personally recommend our freshly caught seafood. It's been pouring these past 2 days, so the fishing boats haven't been able to sail at all. But
So the weather at sea has been bad
Why'd that
these
just
past
cut him
few
off?
days?
it sure has. A few guests from Liyue were just telling me that their boat was heaving and rolling all the way here. They
Was
couldn't
any
do
one of
anything
them
but
a
sleep
blue-haired
the
boy?
entire trip.
Oh, this might be some useful information.
Inazuman cuisine largely consists of fresh seafood, which is certainly to my liking.
Is that why you get water element?
We're
Albedo
rude
giving
enough
the
to
death
act
stare
like
to
we didn't
Xingqiu.
sleep well.
Paimon,
Chip,
this is
let's
the...
talk to Xingqiu and see if he says anything useful.
Well, I've never embarked on such a long journey before. Though I was quite excited when we set off, the long days at sea quickly became most monotonous.
Speaking of the
These
journey,
people using big
did
words I don't
anything
understand.
noteworthy happen along the way?
Like
Well,
a
to be
storm.
honest, I spent most of the trip with my nose in a novel.
Well, that didn't tell us much.
Paimon, he can hear you. He has ears. You're just saying that. Yeah, this is pretty bad. I could understand, like, Paimon saying this stuff while we're at, like, two opposite ends of the table. But she's saying this, like, right there in front of him. Like, it's just so awful. Yeah, what did you read then?
Xingqiu, what book were you reading on the way here?
Oh, I was reading a novel called Pretty Please Kitsune Guji. It was sent to me by my editor.
Didn't you feel dizzy while reading on the ship?
It was nothing I couldn't handle. Don't forget, I'm proficient in the arts of the Guhua clan. That being said, there were quite a few people aboard who felt seasick.
We'll get him with this one. What did it
To be
look like?
honest, there wasn't much to see. Just water all around, morning to night. The sheer monotony of the trip caused everyone to grow a little impatient. So, when the peak of Mount Yogo finally appeared in the distance as we approached the islands of Inazuma, everyone crowded the deck to have a look. However, the ship sailed along at a crawling pace. It took a whole day from the time we saw the mountain peak to the time we docked.
Paimon didn't catch anything suspicious so far. If it took an entire day to reach the docks, then it would have been pouring rain at the time they saw the top of the mountain.
We learned a couple of things from his account, but we still require more evidence. Let's discuss creating novels with Xingqiu.
Bro, he can hear you. You're not being that quiet. He can totally hear you. He's giving us the side eye the entire time. I mean, it's almost like we're 3 feet away from him.
Speaking
Albedo's
of
in illustrations.
Albedo, I've long wished to express my sincerest gratitude for providing the illustrations in my novel. My novel didn't sell well in Liyue, so I must admit that I had some reservations regarding its potential.
So,
Yet you
Xingqiu's only
consistently
written one
managed to select
novel.
the most important scene of the chapter for your illustrations. This made me feel as though what I was trying to express could be understood after all.
Thank you. However, I took some risks in the illustrations, so I'm feeling slightly uneasy myself.
This?
Light novel illustrations are typically centered around the characters, but this time, I adopted a different approach in the illustration for the last chapter.
Well, that scene was intended to depict the change in the world, so I thought it very fitting to draw only scenery.
Doesn't sound like anything suspicious has come up so far.
No, there was a crack in his alibi. My illustrations were sent for printing the moment they arrived in Inazuma. So, logically speaking, there's no way he could possibly know what the illustrations look like. Xingqiu, we have something very important to ask you now.
Oh? Why why the solemn looks all of a sudden. Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow.
Why'd you steal your own books?
Mr. Okazaki told us earlier that actually the weather at sea was very bad these last few days. So when you said that everyone came running to the deck to see Mount Yogo, that couldn't have happened.
On top of that, the latest installment of A Legend of Sword will only be revealed at the Irodori Festival. Even we, the creators, haven't received a sample copy. If that's the case, how could you know what my illustrations look like?
You stole the books.
Well,
Why would you steal your own stuff? It either has to be the time crunch or you're really that worried about the book.
Tell us the truth? Don't worry. The Traveler and Albedo are no pushovers. We can help you.
No, please. You misunderstand me. I suppose my lack of sleep is inevitably taking its toll on my mind. I didn't notice for a moment that you were testing me at all.
Yeah, you couldn't hear us, totally.
Inazuma early to handle some things. Let me consider how to explain this.
Well, if this isn't a coincidence, I didn't expect to see everyone here.
Hello, Minty.
Deaf Bard, what are you doing here?
I don't know why
I heard that the
Paimon
owner
hates
of this
Vinci.
establishment has some fine-aged wines. I didn't want to miss the opportunity to taste them.
Yep. Sure.
Paimon knew you couldn't possibly be up to anything good.
He's just minding his own business.
I come as the bearer of good tidings. I just bumped into Kujo Sara a moment ago. She said that the Tenryou Commission has apprehended the criminal who stole all those copies of A Legend of Sword. You needn't worry about it any
Yes,
longer.
say this in front of the author.
The criminal who stole A Legend of Sword?
Did I say something I shouldn't have?
Yeah,
Oh,
but,
no.
yeah, Vinci.
The person they apprehended. Was it by chance an editor named Onodera?
Apologies, Kujo Sara didn't mention a name, but I saw her taking.
Oh, that's why he was so scared.
Everyone, it's too late to explain. We must make haste and rescue Onodera.
Where's Yamiko? Yamiko needs to come down and just chop this bin.
Innocent.
Oh, so you must be the author of A Legend of Sword. I didn't expect to see others tagging along with you.
How do you know this? So
Anyway,
Onodera's already
you mustn't
spoiled
take
everything.
him away. I can explain everything.
No need to worry, Xingqiu. I've just explained everything to Madame Kujo, and Kuroda has testified for me.
Yes. In fact, we were just getting ready to leave.
Oh, phew. What a relief.
And you are going to be arrested, probably.
Wait a minute. Does everyone else here already know?
Well, to be precise, we had dispatched 2 additional squads here in order to prevent the suspect from escaping.
Xingqiu looks pretty
So what
flustered.
happened here?
What exactly is going on here?
Though it's most embarrassing, it appears quite a few people are aware of the situation now.
What?
No use keeping
He
it a
doesn't have a
secret.
neat handwriting for his signature, maybe?
In the end, I'm the one responsible for this whole predicament.
No, Xingqiu. It's only appropriate that I take responsibility for this. Everyone, please let me explain. For the Irodori Festival, I recommended the idea of selling newly released novels signed by the authors. Not only was this the first major project I was in charge of since joining the Yai publishing house, but Lady Yai also gave me a lot of support. However, I did not discuss our plans with the authors in advance.
Are you an
As a
idiot?
result, it caused a great deal of trouble for Xingqiu.
Yes, to be frank,
What?
calligraphy is not my strong
Yeah,
point,
but
so science
you
events
can't
are
just
really
be
not my
like,
forte.
yo,
Even though such an
hey,
event will be
you're
difficult
gonna
for Xingqiu,
sign this.
After telling him how important the plans were to me,
You can't
he
do
immediately
that.
ordered a ship to Inazuma to come up with a solution. So these past few days, Xingqiu has been actively practicing his handwriting. However, it takes time to sign each book, and we realized the time we reserved for the signing was not nearly enough. So I came up with the idea of moving the new books from the warehouse to my place. That way, Xingqiu could use these few days to sign them all. I thought everything would work out without a hitch. I never expected that someone would immediately realize that the books were missing from the warehouse.
Also, I knew that Onodera had been misled by one of my prior signatures. At a previous event, the Yai publishing house had
Make
requested
one mistake.
autographs of
You had
authors
one job.
so they could be put on display. I practiced tirelessly for an entire day to finally deliver a stylish and elegant signature for the event. But looking back on it now, I had dug myself into a hole by delivering that nice signature for the sake of my pride.
I think you should explain the truth regarding the stolen books to the rest of the people on Rito.
Yes, I understand.
What? It's
I'll
not like
apologize
this
for
is
that.
that big of an event, okay? All you did was steal some books. Alright, whatever. I don't know. People and their books. Whatever.
Onodera, what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be on leave these few days?
He stole them books.
I'm very sorry for all the trouble that I've caused.
Yes.
So this is what he meant by the rest of the people in
retail. Tell
retail?
everyone earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like this is bad.
Some ways to help you.
You could have just like been like, okay, we're transporting books now. Because he needs to sign. I don't understand why this had to be some secret.
Let's leave the past behind us now. Our first priority is to help Xingqiu with his signatures. How is your progress so far?
He's got 10 books done.
Progress is not what I had hoped for. Even after working through the night these past few days, I've only finished perhaps 1/10 of the signatures.
Oh, no wonder Xingqiu looked so sleepy today.
1/10.
I understand.
How many was there?
Mata, go back to Yae Publishing House and get Aratani to book a room on the 2nd floor of the Uyu restaurant. We'll be using it for Xingqiu's emergency calligraphy lessons.
Seems I'm really in
So-
for it now.
No need to worry, Xingqiu. I'm sure you can do it. Didn't you finish the last chapter of your novel in just 1 week's time?
Yes, but writing novels and learning calligraphy are two entirely different skills.
Even though Xingqiu still has to deal with his handwriting issue, Paimon somehow feels a little relieved now.
Where's Albedo?
I always used to prefer working alone in my workshop.
He just disappeared.
I've come to realize
I swear,
solving problems
he completely disappeared.
has its merits.
We also owe a special ode of gratitude to the mysterious person. who
It's
has been
Venti.
leaving
It's
important
Venti.
info for us
He
all
knows who
along.
the 5 Kazan are because he's a god.
You mean whoever
At least that. Either that or he is.
Pardon me, but what are you talking about?
Venti, shut your mouth because you've done more than Paimon has in the last little bit of this quest. She actually has not spoiled anything.
Fears that Onodera and I
Which is
were
very-
spotted when we were moving the books. Albedo,
Oh,
may I ask you one thing? Are you able to include me in a portrait as well?
Your
give
proposal
him
is
a model
very-
job because he failed at doing something he was bad at in his own job. Yeah, sure, that works great. Cutscene.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions.
Onodera.
All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
Well, that's great. That was the shortest cutscene ever.
Albedo really is something. He finished
Still
the
looked
portrait of
amazing.
Aoi no Okina
Okay,
in no
look.
time at all.
Look. Xingqiu was the model, right? This should be like half-sized, bro. Xingqiu's not this tall, man. He's like 4 foot. He's like the traveler height. I don't know why they made the traveler so short either.
Training is going at Uyu restaurant. Hey, do you think whoever left those stories for us could be hiding somewhere nearby?
They're not hiding. It's Venti. It's Venti. He wants his own appraisal and stuff. It's a possibility. It has to be Venti.
Mr. Storywriter? Are you here? Could you please help Xingqiu with something? He's a friend of ours, and the release of his new book is super important to him.
There's no way.
It was just a
What,
chat.
they get turned into
It's
animals?
getting late now. Let's go back and get some rest. We still have to go to the docks and wait for another ship tomorrow morning.
Oh. It's not Venti. Alright. Prove me wrong. That's going to be it for this video. Make sure to subscribe if you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.